Robinson. They call me Jay.
This is Michael Jeffrey. They call me Mike Jeff.
This is Logan Barnes, and they call me Pounds.
This is Vince Smith, and they call me Vinny.
And this is The Last Dab.
Tap it, and then, you know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Like, look, Jerry, you're thinking too much into it. He said, oh. Like, imagine you're at a bar, okay? You know the little tiny skinny straws that they do?
Right.
At a bar, they'll, like a bartender, to try their own drink, they'll set it in the drink and then put their thumb on the top so it's like a suction.
Oh, I see.
And then they can, yeah.
I thought you were talking about the butthole hurt thing still.
Well, say you get roofied, then your butthole is gonna come into play.
Oh, I see. That's where that comes in.
Unfortunately,
I tried to find my headphone boys. I just had them, and I have no idea where they're at. But I can't spin them. I can't continue to search any longer. The podcast has started. It is
said, I
now.
can't keep seeking.
You sound okay to me. No feedback. I don't think.
Okay. You guys sound good.
Oh, a little bit, maybe.
Oh, you can hear it a little bit?
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Also, because my shit is... Let me turn this down just a little bit. I wonder if I Bluetooth through the car audio. That might not help. I don't know.
I think it'd be about the same issue.
Okay. Cheers, boy.
Cheers.
I haven't bought alcohol for a minute.
Have you guys seen
I was doing some research. We got some good topics. Who was about to say something? Was that Vinny?
What do you guys want to talk about first? Spiderman?
We're all pointing at each other.
Spiderman, hey, remember how they all point each other?
Okay,
Dude.
yeah, right.
Spoilers ahead. Spoilers ahead.
Big spoiler.
Big spoilers.
If anyone hasn't seen it.
The movie, man. Everybody's got to see the movie.
I was
if they
telling
haven't
Mike-
already.
I was telling Mike this will probably won't come out till like maybe Friday or Saturday or something. So hopefully everybody's seen it. That's gonna listen to this.
Yeah.
They got time.
They should.
Well, first I want to ask:
know.
is everybody okay? Like, is everybody cool? We had some
No, I'm not.
I had COVID. Let's just get this straight. Dylan gave 12
That was
people
just
COVID
straight
for
up.
Let's just fucking get that out of the park. That motherfucker didn't get tested one time. He gave 3 people I know, 4 people I know COVID.
Damn.
He said, yeah, pussy.
Damn it. And then he got over it and dipped.
Yeah.
Literally, he got over it. He's done, bro. I had COVID. It's been exactly about 8 days since my symptoms shown.
Yeah, but are we trying to get into this right now? Because I got a lot to say.
Oh, about
COVID?
Yeah.
I'm just telling you that I'm okay,
Yeah,
Mike.
yeah. You okay?
Well, I'm glad you're all right.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I
You
am.
wanted me out.
No, I am very surprised that you were affected as bad as you were.
I mean, it really wasn't that bad. I'm just surprised that Vince and you didn't get COVID either, because Christian got COVID in the same location that I got COVID.
Yeah.
At least that's what it looks like.
I thought I had it for a minute, and then I've tested negative every time I've tested, so I don't fucking know. I don't understand it.
You sound a little bit snit. You sound like a little bit
it's all in
stuffy.
my nose is fucked up, my throat's fucked up, but
But you don't have it, is what they said.
Yeah, I guess. Max tested negative. Haley tested negative. Mia tested positive. So that doesn't make sense either.
Huh. Is she doing all right?
Yeah, she's doing better now.
Okay. And that's weird because, like, I wonder, like, does she show at all, like, whether or not, like, if she couldn't taste something or smell something?
No, she just had, like, body... I think she had, like, body chills Saturday night.
Okay.
So, I want to ask a few things because, like, when you go do a COVID test, I think we've all had one now, right?
A test.
Yeah, and they give you an email or a screenshot or a piece of paper of some sort that says positive or negative. Well,
Right.
on mine, I'm not smart enough to know, and I'm not motivated enough to look it up myself. But here's the thing. When it says negative for SARS-CoV-2 or whatever the fuck it is on my paper and on my scans, and I know for 100% fact that I've been around and been exposed to COVID,
Sorry, Jared. I didn't
and
mean to mute
I'm
you.
also having symptoms of it, that the test is not accurate and that we don't know what's going on and that we're feeding people lies and that it's, I mean, how long into COVID are we now? And we still don't
3 years.
fucking even have like we don't even have a base built on what the fuck we're doing with this thing yet. Like, we're so far behind. I've been tested 2 times. This is 2 times in my personal life. I'm telling everybody that I've been tested for COVID when I know for a fact I was heavy exposed to the virus and I didn't test positive. Now, you go and listen to people that I have heard that say some people's immune system and stuff just it just passes through. And
Yeah,
and then
I can see
maybe
that.
I'm one of those people, but it's like, why am I testing negative?
Yeah, that's how I felt this past week. Like, why am I testing?
They've
Jared, I didn't mean to
had
mute you. You can unmute
multiple-
yourself if you can. I didn't mean to. Sorry.
They've had multiple false positives, so who's to say that you didn't get a false negative? You know
Yeah,
what I
2
mean?
times
Got
is
all the
pretty
symptoms.
stupid, man. I mean, I've never went.
Yeah.
That's why, like, I tested
to-
Wednesday, and then we waited and tested again. I figured I was gonna test positive, and I tested negative. Like, right before I was gonna go back to work. And then, so it doesn't make any
Right.
sense. So I was like, okay. But then, like, Mia testing positive, the doctor said since me and Haley are vaccinated, we don't have to quarantine, which that makes no sense because you can still catch it and pass it. So it
And
makes no
spread
fucking
it.
sense. Yes, exactly. I don't get it.
I
Bro,
don't
one
think
good
that either.
thing.
I don't get
One
it.
good thing is, have you guys seen the new South Park post-COVID special?
Yes.
Bro,
Yeah.
I
did
need
you
to
watch
watch
the
it.
second one? Did you watch
No.
the second one that just came out?
No,
Oh,
there's another one.
Dude, it is it's one of the funniest South Parks I've ever seen ever, and it explains everything. Because you saw the first post-COVID, right?
Yeah, the
That
first.
came out not too long ago.
I was gonna say the first one I thought was good, but it was kind of weird.
It was kind of weird.
It was
right?
kind of
Yeah.
weird.
I know exactly how you feel about it. This one is like the icing on the cake. Like,
I love
they
it.
made this second one in order for the first one to like actually make sense. And now it's
Trey
like, bro,
Parker and whatever the other guy's name is. Gosh dang it. Those guys are literally geniuses. Like, people make fun of them, like, those guys are stupid. Like, how do you
They're
like
making
them?
a South
They're
Park
geniuses.
amusement park, I'm pretty sure, in Colorado. So that'd be a trip.
that's all.
That'd be a trip to go.
I'm sorry, I just never got it. I could not do South Park.
Yeah,
I just can't, dude. I've never.
it is a
fan.
weird one.
It
I've always
annoys
been
me.
more of a family guy, but
Me
I get
too.
that like South Park they're like untouchable. They can make fun of anything and everything.
Dude, anything.
I would remember
anything.
seeing like little bits of it and be like, how in the hell is that? How can they put that on
Yes,
TV?
yes.
Like they did, they
Yeah.
pushed boundaries. So I mean, hats off to
Yeah.
them. It's just not my personal
Yeah.
style. But
I get
I
you.
did watch the South Park movie back in the day or whatever. You
Mhm.
know,
Way back, yeah.
that shit was funny. It made me laugh. Like I like that
was
one,
good.
but probably if I gave it more time, but I just never give it its
You
its
would
time.
you would like this because it's just so prevalent with what's going on right now, and it's
Okay.
almost like it's showing us the future. Like, they're adults, and like the Alexa's a literal girl. Like, so you have
Oh,
an
shit.
Alexa that's around you, and it gets an
Yeah.
attitude and shit. And it's like, oh, really? You want me to go and fucking find where you want to go, but you never give me the time of day.
Oh,
And
no.
it's like, so you got to deal with that. And it just looks like exactly how the future is going to be. And they make it so fucking funny. But at the same time, it's kind of scary and
Mhm.
depressing because it's like, fuck.
A lot of people are probably lost that because they're probably just listening. But if you go watch it, man, what he's saying is they're one of the greatest TV shows, cartoon or not, when it comes to connecting with what like current events and what's going on.
Mhm.
Like they I mean, they
Yeah, they're
connect
always-
with everything.
They're always up to date with pop culture and what's going on in
Yeah.
the world and
Yeah.
shit like that.
Bro, they're talking about NF fucking T's, bro. Butters is a bro. Butter.
I still don't get
Not-
NFTs. I don't understand
not-
it. I just
You
listen to that
know,
Beeple
and that's the
episode.
point.
I don't get it.
That's the point. In the show, they're like, you don't need to fucking get it.
Hold on. Did you
make
guys
him buy
see
it.
Joe Rogan?
Just make it. Yeah, make him buy it.
Exactly. You make him buy it. He buys it. Everyone buys it. We're all in.
Everyone
Fuck
wants to
you.
buy it.
Bring that up,
Exactly.
Mike.
Did you see Joe Rogan was given, like, quote unquote, I'm saying quote unquote here, an NFT from somebody? It was,
Beeple.
yeah,
I
Beeple.
just listened to
So,
an episode
okay,
today,
yes.
and that's why I don't get
That
it. I don't
is-
get how he's making $110 million in a year on NFTs.
Not-
I don't get it.
Brother,
I don't understand
he's not. He is not, bro. That's
Dude.
the point. He's
All he
not.
does is make pictures.
Yes,
make
he makes one
pictures.
NFT a day. I guess apparently I don't.
And
know.
They
Joe-
morph. I don't understand because that Elon Musk one was like morphing into like, or no, it was like he was ripped to shit,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
he's like walking his dog or some shit.
yeah.
Bro,
I know what you're talking
You're
about.
only gonna get money from an NFT if you convince someone that the NFT is worth money. Bro, you could sell this NFT for $100,000. Give me 5,000, you're set.
I don't-
It's like art, like abstract art, but it's just like a flat white fucking picture, and it's like,
It's
Yeah.
it's digital. It's digital art, and the only beneficial thing is this. So, with these happening now, every picture now that goes online, it's going to be embedded with a code. So every time you share this picture, the original person who created that artwork gets credit. That's a huge problem when it comes to online photography and shit and art. How are you supposed to track? Oh my God, is that a Santa baby?
Yeah, I don't
What the
know.
fuck is that, bro?
That's that guy that was on Rogan.
How are you supposed to track
Beeple,
where these
Beeple.
pictures go? You use this code, and that's basically what the NFT does. That's a turkey monster. Oh my God. Wait, is that Spiderman?
how
So-
are you guys seeing it like that? Oh no, hold on.
That's terrifying. Is that a crab?
Oh, there we go. Okay, now I can see everybody.
No, that's a Campbell's chicken noodle soup.
Its head's coming out of it. I can't get it to focus. But
Those like
man.
shrooms.
it's like these are what. Oh, it's all
Questions.
Kanye is coming out of a Campbell chicken noodle soup.
See, bro, listen. Nothing
I'd
about
buy
that
one.
costs money, bro. You're gonna
50,000.
buy it, and that's how it's gonna make money. That's why, bro. There's nothing
50,000.
actually. Yeah,
This one's actually kind of cool.
The hell?
Ew.
They
See,
like have
did
no
you-
eyes. Oh, there it goes.
Did you see Joe asking him about how he
Ew.
kind of goes about doing this, and like the guy was just casually talking like we do every day, and he said something about, he's like, well, I got online, and he said I went and bought a picture of a dick, and just kept talking, and like it was nothing, like, and then Joe literally made him go back. He was like, wait a minute, you just gonna breeze over the fact that you just told me you went online and
These
bought
are
a
dicks.
picture of a dick?
It's all
And he's
blurred
like,
out
That's a
though.
penis.
Yeah, it's like that's, I mean, it's just weird to think that the world, whatever the fuck this is coming to, whatever this all is,
Drake
it's like
and Kanye. I don't know.
he makes
Anyway.
so much money making pictures every day of his life. And
So-
it's
so
I
how-
just,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The world is so weird. This
Is
is
it
what
like
we chose to do.
crypto?
with
I don't
the
understand
internet.
crypto still.
yeah, but what about paintings? So I
Yeah,
got
I
a
guess
painting
that's true.
right here. If you look where my thumb is,
Yeah,
there's a
but what-
painting right here.
What if I just screenshot
And-
that NFT?
What
Is it the
NFT?
same?
Right.
Is it the same
And then
thing?
blew it up and then hung it on your wall.
You can't
wouldn't-
screenshot NFT because of the code that's embedded in it.
Logan, are you?
Knows.
That makes sense.
I'm sorry, I'm on the fucking phone, but I heard you say screenshot NFT, and that's
Yeah,
what
You got two
that's what they
phones.
talk about.
It was me.
You can't screenshot NFT.
You can't. No go.
So I mean, we stemmed off from South
All
Park,
kinds of things. Yeah.
and then because we were talking about COVID, I just want to kind of touch back on that, or knock on wood or whatever. I haven't really been in contact with anybody who would have had it. I haven't even had like the sniffles or anything yet. I've been tested twice and both showed up negative, but I've been traveling a lot ever since COVID started.
You have, bro.
literally
You've been
since
the
COVID
most
started,
traveled person.
I've been on the move, and I haven't had anything. So I'm wondering, Mike, if I'm like the same as you, where maybe I can't get it, or who knows yet. But I typically, normally before COVID and all that, like I usually wouldn't get sick. I'd obviously get the cold like maybe twice a year, maybe 3 times a year, and like maybe one bad flu like every other, or like maybe like once every 2 years.
Yeah.
And like I usually don't get that bad sick, but I'm just wondering too, like, is there really people out there who can't get it, or is it just like it's gonna come around after a while, or it's just kind of it's weird.
This new Omicron, they said, is hitting like is really contagious, but the symptoms aren't as bad as like the other one. I guess the other one, apparently, you felt more
They got
even
the
worse
first
than
one, you got the OG,
Yeah.
you got the Delta and the Omicron. And I think,
Yeah.
Jared, with what you're saying, you traveled so much, so you're exposed more. And I think
Right.
maybe that made you better.
Airports for one,
Yeah.
you know
but
what I mean?
What's going on with? We're talking about ourselves. The fact that we have vaccines going through what, like 6 rounds of boosters now? I mean, how many boosters have been
It
released?
doesn't
And
even
like,
make sense.
what is really going on?
I don't.
And
Yeah, I'm supposed to get another booster, and I don't want to because I don't get the fucking.
but
point.
how is that healthy for you, Vince? You say you tested negative.
I know.
Maybe
that's what
the
I'm
reason
saying.
why
I know. That's what
you tested negative because they injected that shit into you not too long ago. So obviously your body's not going to test positive for it when it's already like used to it.
Yeah. Maybe.
I had gotten a conversation with one of my bosses at the time, and he was saying I got sick before COVID, which I'm pretty sure it was COVID, and then time went on, and then they came out with the shot or whatever.
Mhm.
What's it called? The fucking vaccine.
Yeah.
Vaccine.
And then he said, I needed that vaccine because my body wasn't used to that virus. So he needed that vaccine to put it in his virus, or that virus in his body, so his body could be immune to it. And I was like, dude, weren't you already exposed to it though? So
that would be the same thing, right? That's what I don't understand. You're giving me a vaccine that is supposed to, and you know, there's different stipulations, different ideas of, is it the actual virus or not? But if we all get exposed to it and we all get our, immunity stronger, how is that not better than getting a vaccine?
God damn it, Firing the Kid today, Brennan Shaw was just talking about that doctor that Rogan had on the other day, Mike, that you were talking about, that said that you cannot get COVID twice. And even they said the CDC's website said that there's no evidence that you can get COVID twice.
Yes, I listened to the same podcast
How long
today.
have you heard that you can get it twice? I've heard that the whole time. That you can get it
again. I've heard both
Logan,
from multiple people.
You're muted.
I know I am.
Oh, I didn't know if you were.
No,
Sorry.
I know I'm muted.
Oh, okay.
I know how to do
My
it.
fault.
I like to react.
You're good.
Muted.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Go,
so
Mike.
Real life thumbs up.
with the podcast you were talking about, I listened to that too. I've heard a little bit of both, like I was saying, but I've heard more of the fact that you can get it twice. So
Who's
I
right?
don't know. I don't know, man, because I feel like I've had it twice, but I know one time 100% for a fact I've had it. And I don't know. I'm not worried
without
about
getting
it.
tested. You felt like that was what everybody was talking about.
No, I know for a fact I did because Courtney had it and tested positive, and I had every symptom in the book: taste, smell.
That was like our fourth
the
episode,
aches
wasn't it,
and
or something like
stuff.
that? Fifth episode, maybe.
Yeah, that was back. Yeah, so you guys remember that? That was when we did our
Whoa,
first
bro.
call-in. I think that was
That's
number
crazy.
3.
So you were the fifth. Holy shit!
OG. He was the OG.
Yeah, so I know for 100% fact I had it then, and that was around
Do
Christmas
you have
time
an
too.
NFT on your shirt, bro?
What, a Jordan?
That's sick, bro.
That's
No,
an NFT,
this
bro.
is
That
yes,
can literally.
this is an
that
NFT
can be-
because someone
it
took
literally
this
could be.
picture off of something else and just said, "I'm gonna make it on a shirt." That's an NFT, I
What?
guess,
What?
He said
because
what?
someone owns this. It's like owning the rights to something that isn't physically grippable.
Feasible. He said
So,
grippable.
For one, Barnes, how did you know that was an NFT?
It was more of a joke, but
But it is though, right? So it is.
I guess so. I don't know. It's a custom
not
made shirt.
real.
All right,
It's not real.
it's time. It's time.
Yeah, I was gonna say we gotta
That's
get into
Spidey.
Spider-Man.
No,
Who
That's
wants to start?
That's a dope shirt, Mike. Though it really is.
Yeah, it is.
I
Cool.
love
Thank you. I got the J on my shirt and on my hat.
Hell yeah.
Oh shit!
Vince, why don't you start? Give us your feedback, who you went with, the whole 9.
All right, I took Max opening night. My feedback is I enjoyed what they did, how they tied the story in, how they brought the new characters in. I enjoyed how they wrapped up the movie and how there's an open possibility to now having Peter in kind of what Toby was in back in Spider-Man 2 and 3 when he was on his own in his apartment with he still had Aunt May and everybody. He was like an adult, I guess. So we get to see this Peter finally be an adult, become a photographer and shit like that. So, and then the possibility of the symbiote at the end being left behind in that universe. So that opens up the black suit possibility. So, what do you guys think?
Well, that it was just. Was your guys' theaters packed with people?
Yes. Yes.
All right, so
Fucking people
the
cheering.
energy from
We
everybody,
cheered,
dude, the was going up. People were
Mhm.
going crazy,
Mhm.
like.
Bro, so look.
Clapping? Did you guys have
Andrew
clapping?
Garfield-
Oh my god!
Oh, bro, we cheered.
Dude, yeah,
We
Andrew
clapped,
Garfield. I'm like,
Yeah.
who is that? Oh shit. Yeah.
So everyone cheered, and I was like, it's whatever. I'm not a huge Andrew Garfield fan, but bro, Toby came out just normal.
Yeah,
Like he
he was
just
cool.
walked,
Yeah.
and I was like, yes.
Right.
I thought that was awesome.
He said, this is like one of my favorite lines of the whole movie. I swear on everything. Andrew says to Toby, he says, are you going to put your suit on? You're going to go into battle dressed up as like a children's pastor or something?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, youth pastor.
Hey,
I thought that was
totally did,
hilarious.
the callback jokes
Oh,
from
yeah.
previous Spider-Mans
Fire.
were on point, bro.
Dude, they did so good. They
Yeah.
did. That was outstanding. Did you not feel like I felt like a little kid sitting
Dude,
there? Like
yes.
I went alone,
Yes.
so like I just tried like basking. I went to the IMAX, and so it's a big ass screen, big ass,
That's badass.
loud ass
Oh,
music,
yeah.
Mhm.
loud ass volume and shit. And I was just sitting there. My seat was next to another family, so I just kind of pretended like I was a kid next to somebody else's family. Like I just sat like.
They
Be right
were
back.
your family.
Be right back. Talk about yourselves.
there was a shit.
Oh, shit.
We all stopped.
No,
Um,
the-
but yeah, there was like the kid, like there was an Uncharted trailer before the movie started.
yeah.
He's like, "That's Spider-Man. What's going on?" I just wanted to turn to him and be like, "Nah, man, not yet. That's another, you know what I mean?" But That movie was so fucking good because of the references to the old movies too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like how like you almost want there to be a clip, like yes, show that clip of when that moment happened. But we all know, you know what I mean? We've all
Oh,
seen.
what is that, Vinny?
Daredevil.
Daredevil.
Oh shit!
Bro, there was a Daredevil. Daredevil was in that movie too for like a
Fucking Charlie
quick
Cox
fucking
shows
second.
up and he's Peter Parker 3's or
Hey.
Peter Parker 3 lawyer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Toby.
What about you, Mike? How break it down for us?
Toby, when he, well, I'll break it down after I say this, but Toby, when he was telling us, like they were all three sitting there, he's like, you guys can't shoot webs out of your like arms, you know? Like they're like, no, we can't do that, dude. Like, how do you do that? And they made the fucking jokes like, can you make that come out of like any other part of your body?
Yeah.
I love this
He's
part.
the only one, dude. He's an OG.
Oh, when he brought the
his
back
back.
part,
My
I was
back.
like, "There's no
My
way."
back.
Yeah. Oh
He's
shit.
like, "Bro, I got you."
I got
Oh,
you.
no longer
I
has to do
got you.
He said he was stretching. He's like, ugh. He's like, what's wrong, man? Nothing. It's just my back.
Back. I was like,
You want me to pop it? Yeah. Let me tell you guys, I really, like you said, Barnes, I was not a big Andrew Garfield fan. I didn't really like those. I mean, I just didn't care for it.
They were okay. They were okay.
But with this movie, I respect it. Right. They were okay. They weren't like drawing. I kind of was pissed about it because it wasn't Toby, though. I'm not gonna lie. But
I was
was like
pissed about
Tom Holland's.
Mhm.
But in this one really made me like Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
Like I respect him so much as
Him-
Spider-Man.
Catching MJ.
And-
Oh my God, him
Yeah,
catching MJ.
right. And then it was like, then you got Tobey Maguire be like, dude, you're a cool Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He's like-
man, you're a cool Spider-Man. And it's like, that's the Tobey.
Mhm.
I mean, that's the Spider-Man kind of like we see it shows his maturity, how much he's matured, and that's what was beautiful about it. That's what made me feel like a kid kind of deal.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. I definitely agree with you with how this made Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Everyone compared the three, and a lot of people had it Toby, Holland, Garfield, but now it's all at the same level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you said, Toby, it's like, you good, man. What are you talking about? You're just like us.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You're literally us. We are all the same.
Here's the
Hell
thing.
yeah.
It's always been the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, you know, and that was always the
Don't
cool
matter
thing
who's under
about
the mask,
Spider-Man.
right?
Yeah.
It can be
Whoever's
anybody.
under the mask, you
He said there's
got to
be a black Spidey somewhere.
Yeah. No, he said that, Jamie Foxx, he said, I'm just mad he wasn't black
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
or whatever he
cool.
said. But
He said kid from Queens.
yeah,
what he
but we
said.
do
Helping the
though.
poor.
We have
Yeah.
isn't Miles in the animated one?
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
Yes,
technically,
he's black.
that's
Yeah.
in the same
But like
universe, right?
Well, no, in the first one, Homecoming, Donald Glover mentions Miles as his nephew, so he is
Oh,
in
Oh
that
yeah,
universe.
he does, dude. You're totally right.
He said Miles.
They tied it
and everything?
all.
In a deleted scene, he says, "Miles,
Oh.
I'm gonna be late because he's webbed to the car."
Bro,
Yeah. I
does
just
that
heard
mean Donald Glover could be
He's
his
the prowler.
uncle?
Yeah, he's the prowler.
Oh my God, Jared just went out.
He
Yeah.
just literally just accepted
This
everything.
movie gets
He's good.
better and better as we talk about it, and
You remember
it's
Spider-Man's talking to him about those weapons because he's like, I need those weapons off the street because my nephew's
yeah,
back in
underneath the
neighborhood."
bridge.
Yep.
Yep.
That's dope. So 1 out of 10, what do we all give it?
Definitely best movie of the year. I'll
10.
tell you
Are we
that.
It's a
talking
10.
10 like Dark Knight?
No, I'm not even saying comparing
Just in
to
itself,
other movies.
you're talking about.
Just how much do you like it? How much do you like it? 1
How
out of
did
10. How much
Marvel-
did you like
It's
the
probably
movie?
my favorite
How did Marvel do?
Spider-Man movie for sure.
I give it a solid 8.5.
Spider-Man
Dude, that's a
2
good-
Spider-Man 2 stacks up really good though too.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
got to be.
I just watched that last time.
It's got to be an 8 to 9 for me
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
They had a lot of.
Just because they tied it in so well, man. Like
Yeah.
it's the closure we needed to, we never got closure to Toby. We never had any closure.
And we needed Toby.
Jared,
You guys are forgetting
speaking of,
closure on all of the villains. Did you guys?
Yeah.
Oh my
Well,
God,
they did
dude!
die,
How
most of them.
I know, but Octavius and William Dafoe. I mean,
dude,
like,
how badass was William Dafoe? He beat the fuck out of Spider-Man. Beat the fuck out
He's-
of Tom Holland.
Oh yeah.
just
Threw him through fucking walls.
Hey, it's Willem.
go ahead. Yeah, I did. I did fuck that
Willem
up. I did
Dafoe.
fuck that up.
Is it really Willem?
Yes.
Willem Dafoe. But what I liked about him though too was like he really showed like he came back as fucking what is his character's name?
Norman.
Green Goblin?
Norman
Osborn. I kept on wanting to say Harry, but
No.
he came back as
James Franco.
Norman Osborn, and then the Green Goblin came out of him like ha ha ha. And
He was trying to fight him back. Yep.
And I like that too. Like Norman Osborn is still in there deep down. Like he actually genuinely was like a good scientist himself. And and then like that shit like took like, control of him again. And I see that was a great story too, because it was like Tom Holland was wanting to save him. He wanted to be a different Spider-Man, even in his own self. And he seemed like the Spider-Man that was I feel like he had the most of a learning curve, like throughout the Avengers, being told like, luckily he had the Avengers and all that, but like he was such a kid compared to all of them. All the other like Toby and Andrew, they just got to like they kind of like they had a little bit
learned
of
the
learning,
streets,
but they got it quick,
Yeah.
Yep.
Here, give me 1 second here. I'm gonna give a list real quick, because I'm not saying that we're going too fast. I feel like everything you guys have said has been fucking awesome. Even Vinny pointing out the fact at the end of the movie that the Venom drop, I kind of didn't even put 2 and 2 together of the possibility that there could be another Venom. But real quick, I mean, we're going in so deep on all these beautiful aspects of the movie, but it's like no matter where we look at it, we have the death of Aunt May. You have
she was banging too.
Hold on. Just let me go through this list. List.
Chill out.
You have the death of her. You have, the Tom Holland Spider-Man we know and love right now, almost killing Willem Dafoe with the spear, just like he died the first time.
Yep,
like that was like a giant parallel. I mean,
reference.
There's so many.
Ooh, I got one.
Go ahead, go.
When the multiverse was opened up, you could see the villain outlines. You could see Kraven. You could see Rhino. You could see Scorpion.
Oh shit!
There was all kinds.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of different
I didn't
villains.
even
You could
see that.
I couldn't see it that fast. Like I was like, who else would know that he's Spider-Man? You know what I mean?
Dude,
But
a Kraven,
he's right.
a Kraven movie is gonna be badass. Kraven the
Man.
What's Sandman? What's the actor again?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I've never
We
known
looked
his
him up.
name.
I saw it on the credits. Like I was like, oh, that's his name. But now I completely forget.
Also, another thing, Michael, have you watched any of Hawkeye?
Yeah, I've been watching.
Okay, so this last episode, the Christmas tree that they're gonna fight under I guarantee it's the same Christmas tree that Spider-Man swings by at the end of the movie. So I wonder if it's gonna tie in at all. Like if you're gonna see, it might not, but if you see him, like an appearance of him in the Hawkeye final, it'd be cool if it tied in like that.
Yeah, it definitely would be cool.
I don't know. And
I
you
would
see
like
like
to see
Daredevil
that.
and Spider-Man, and Kingpin is in
Bro,
Hawkeye.
last weekend, whenever I saw that, just this past weekend, 4 years ago, I was in New York City, right there,
really?
ice skating. On
That's
That's
fucking
badass.
weird, dude.
Imagine
cool.
just 4 years later, and if Spider-Man was actually real, if I saw 3 fucking Spider-Man.
Bro, you would have been like, hey,
One,
dude's name is Thomas Hayden Church.
Thomas Hayden Church.
I feel like he was damn near the best. Like he was the best
Isn't it cool how
villain
he
that got brought back.
Yeah, he turned heel after working with him.
That's what I'm saying.
My thing is why was he attacking the Spider-Mans whenever the Spider-Mans were trying to get everybody to go home and he wanted to go home?
I don't know.
Right.
Didn't Norman say like
Maybe
you're
we
gonna
need to
trust
watch it.
them or something like that? I don't know. I can't remember.
Rewatch.
then-
On what part was it?
Why did Sandman ultimately want to not
Attack
Yeah.
the Spider-Mans if he wanted to go home, and
back
Spider-Man
to
was
his-
trying to cure them too, but I think it wasn't fast enough for him, and he's like, come on, you know what I mean? Like,
Maybe you're right.
He started getting irritated.
yeah.
I'm not for sure on that. That's
Wasn't
a good
it
question.
funny when Toby was telling Ned how his best friend turned into a villain
Oh yeah.
and ended up dying, and Ned's like, "Is that gonna happen to me?"
But then Ned learned how to do the magic shit,
Mhm.
so Ned
That was
grew in
funny
that
as fuck.
aspect. But then at the end, we all know that he, forgets it, that he even made that promise. So I mean, who knows?
Is
You
in the
know?
comics his character
Yeah.
Ned Leeds is supposed to be the Hobgoblin?
Dude.
Hmm.
See, they just opened it up for a potential movie in the future of him
Right.
being a
I've heard
villain.
I was
villain.
reading about
For
rumors
sure.
today of Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man maybe returning for more movies. Since
Yeah,
of
I-
how
The fans
well
were
he did.
wanting it.
Since of how well he did in this past one. I could see Toby not, since he's the oldest Spider-Man. I
Yeah,
could see him not
he
coming
just
back.
wanted to make this.
Yeah.
He wanted to help
But
us all out.
I
He
think
wanted to
Andrew's
make us
young enough
happy.
he could come back and do even multiple more appearances.
I
Good
also
point.
For
heard
sure.
Kevin Feige, or however you say his
Kevin
name,
Feige.
with Marvel, came out and said that his wife, who made the movie with him, threw a sandwich at him when he mentioned remaking
I did
the
see that.
Garfield. Yeah,
Wait, why she
So-
throw a sandwich at him?
because she doesn't want to do that movie. She doesn't want to do it.
Well, I thought it was back in 2014 that Amazing Spider-Man 2 didn't do very well, and she was upset about it, and she asked Kevin Feige for advice, and he's like, just let us make it in the MCU, and she didn't like that idea, but it eventually
Shit.
ended up happening.
I want to bring this up, Mike. You said the that we kind of got closure on the enemies too, and we said we were talking about the Sandman. It was cool to see the Sandman he got cured.
Yeah.
When he left off in the old Spider-Man, he just kind of drifted away in the sand. But the whole thing was about his daughter, and he wanted to get back to his
Exactly.
daughter and show that he was a good dad and all that. So
After
possibly
fucking
he
up
might
and
be able to
shit.
go back and fulfill that, and also you were talking about the Green Goblin dying by the blade of his own jet.
Craft. Yeah.
Flying craft or whatever. Isn't it crazy that Tobey Maguire, he didn't want to kill the Green Goblin.
Yeah.
He didn't want, but he
just got out of the
evaded
way.
that shit.
Yeah.
He evaded the blades and then he killed
He did a
himself.
backflip.
This
Bro.
is-
It wasn't intentional on
Harry-
anyone's part.
Mhm.
Don't tell Peter.
That
Yeah.
scene made such an impact on me as a kid. I was so like
Right?
that was like what was it called? Like one of those moments in that Disney movie with all the feelings. One of those fucking core moments,
Feels.
core memories.
I
Hey.
always remember. Think about it, hero.
Those
He said-
eyes.
What
Those
about the?
horrible eyes.
I'll give you
Finish it.
a theater
Deliver us.
oohs and ahs for me.
Yeah.
One of the moments at my theater when I was watching it was when he said, Willem Dafoe said, I'm something of a scientist myself.
Yeah.
And
Bro,
everybody in the
you
theater just
lost
went,
it.
oh.
That shit was
Like-
funny.
That was funny.
It was like one line and everybody was just like, oh my God, did you hear that?
Hell yeah.
He was so genuine about it, but you could tell, like,
Yeah, it was made for that specific reason, bro. They really did like
They hit
do what
everything.
they had. That's what I'm saying. They hit everything. I'm trying to think of like what part of the old movies that they could have done any better, but there is none. I mean,
Well, what about
They
the big news coming out right now of Tom Holland himself saying that he wants to step away from acting in general?
oh yeah, that is
I
pretty
mean,
big news. Him and Zendaya.
I think I heard someone say today that he might just be coming out with all this because he's gonna renegotiate his Spider-Man contract. So he's just like, yeah, maybe I'm gonna get out of acting, and they're like, okay, more money.
They're gonna give him millions and
It's
millions
like
of more dollars.
it's like the guy that played Darth Vader and Anakin. He stepped out of acting, and now they're gonna pay him a boatload of money to come back and play the same character. Why not? If they're gonna pay you fucking
I mean,
$30 million.
At first, like they're looking at him as this young kid just starting to portray Spider-Man, and he gets to fulfill his dream. But now he's been there.
He's our age, like the same age as us.
Yeah, but we already mentioned like he's been doing Uncharted and like a bunch of other stuff too. I mean, he's a fucking phenomenon, superstar entertainer. Like,
dude, there's this movie. My bad, sorry.
No, you're good. Go,
No,
Jay.
I was just gonna say I understood that he wanted to take a break.
Oh, yeah,
I understand.
There's this movie when he was real young called Unstoppable. Did you guys see that?
Real young,
What's
as in
it
like
about?
16.
As in like 6
What?
or 7 or 8 or some shit like that. And it's about a family who goes to this resort. I believe it was in shit, I can't remember. I think it was like somewhere in Asia or some shit. And there was a
I'm seeing
tsunami that
something.
happened. And the waves
Seen
come and
something. It was like
obliterate
2010.
fucking everything. And he's sitting there like carrying his little brother, through deep ass like waters and shit because they just got hit by a fucking tsunami and shit. It's a deep ass
Was
story.
it in
It's
Indonesia? Is that what it's about? That tsunami in Indonesia?
Is there? Or I can.
Let me see. My phone.
Hey, what about while we're on movies? Did you guys see the trailer for Morpheus?
Yes.
Or
What did
Morbius.
Morbius.
Or Morbius. Yeah, I didn't mean to say Morpheus. What did you think? I mean, are we gonna see the Jared Leto that we saw on Joker that people didn't like necessarily? Or are we gonna see like the old school, like, I don't know. Jared Leto's literally like 55 or something crazy. He looks like he's 12.
He was in fucking Fight Club back in '99.
Mhm.
Dude,
He's been in a lot of movies.
He's been in a lot of movies.
That's what I'm
I don't
saying.
think
What
he's
are
gonna
we-
be like the
I think
Joker.
he's gonna do well.
Hey,
I don't
happy
think he's gonna
birthday,
be like the Joker.
Samuel L. Jackson, shout out.
Happy birthday.
Yep.
Take
Have
a
you ever
shot.
seen the movie Requiem for a Dream? Or Requiem for a Dream?
I've seen a bunch of shit on like the movie sites that I'm on, like movie pages I'm on, but I've never watched it. I heard it's really fucked up. Like it's supposed to
Bro,
like really.
that movie is so fucked up.
I heard
Like
it's
you
supposed
will
to
feel
really,
like
like-
you're taking every single drug that they take in
Really?
that. Even the grandma is like prescribed prescription pills, and you could feel what she's feeling by the way that they portray that in the movie.
Really,
And I honestly feel
what's it called,
disgusted
Jared?
every single time I see that movie. I can't even watch that movie anymore.
really. Should I watch
It
it?
makes
the
me
name of
about
it?
it.
Should I watch it?
It's worth checking out one time. And one
Like,
time only.
does it make you like just not want to see people like that? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. And it makes you
What
not want to
is
try
the
those
name?
drugs
Makes
too.
sense. Requiem for
Marlon
a Dream.
Wayans
It
is
has
in it a little
Jared
bit.
Leto. Who's the girl?
She's the chick from the first Hulk movie.
All you motherfuckers have been saying are Requiem. What are you saying?
Requiem. I can't say it. My tongue's fucked up.
REQUIEM
Yep.
for a dream. Requiem.
Requiem. There you go. Yeah, Requiem. I heard
Requiem.
rectum.
Requiem.
What's the female's name? Does it show?
No, Requiem.
Yes.
Cool.
Requiem.
She was in Dude, Where's My Car?
Ah.
The
I love that movie.
part of the twins. Yeah, you know, Mike.
You know, Mike.
Does it say her name? She was Elektra.
No, it's not Jennifer Gardner.
It's not Jennifer Gardner? Oh, no,
Jennifer
it's not. You're right.
Connelly.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. I'm
Connelly?
tripping.
Yeah, Jennifer Connelly.
Mm.
See, that's where it gets close.
And then Marlon Wayans is in it.
For a little bit.
Was there any
Why?
other
It's weird.
movie trailers that were shown? I mean, I know there were, but I'm trying to
Bro,
remember.
the Matrix.
I saw the Matrix got a 4 out of 10 on IGN review.
Yeah, I saw that. That's weird.
I'm
It says
wondering if that's going to be good or not, though. But I've definitely been watching the other Matrix movies. I'm rewatching them again just so I figure out what the hell they're talking about. And it's deep, man. Like what they talk about is deep. There's a lot of biblical references in there.
oh
Really?
yeah.
I think I have seen stuff about that they like videos on YouTube about
How it ties in.
Yeah.
Neo, the one, they're pretty much like
Mhm.
making him out to be the Messiah.
I heard the guy that, or the person that wrote the Matrix, Terminator, and there was one more movie. It was 3 movie franchises. They all they're supposed to be like biblical like tie-ins. I forget. I'll have to see if I can find it.
There's little hidden gems that they be dropping up in there. Just saying.
Wait, what are you talking about, Vince?
One of my favorite movies, Jared, that we used to watch together was Book of Eli.
Mm-hmm.
I need to watch that again.
So
It's
good.
so fucking good.
Remember, you can ring my bell. You can ring my bell.
He said, I could smell you from a mile away.
He said,
He was like,
"Whoa,
oh, you can smell us.
we smell so bad."
Yeah.
Hey, Jared,
Yo,
I gotta ask. I know. I'm pretty sure you knew, but I went to Bill Burr this past Thursday.
that's the one that you were anticipating. You said that's the Bill
Yeah,
Burr's
it's
the
like-
one that
Yeah, that's the highlight of my life.
Hell yeah, dude.
I can die now. Die.
You're all set.
Yep, that's all I needed.
Yeah. How was it? Overall,
Well,
out of 10.
I'm gonna start it off with I listened to his podcast after he does some shows. He always talks about them, but on his plane ride to Indy, some drunken asshole, like some dude messed up. I'm quoting this, or trying my best to quote it, but some dude was fucking with him on the plane to the point where Bill tricked him into pressing the button into like emergency land, like type shit, like the pilots and shit had to come out.
Damn.
And it was all because Bill what was it? It was like Bill I guess was like tapping his foot, and this guy was saying that he seemed too sketchy. Was saying that Bill was a threat to the plane and he didn't like him, and he said something to Bill, and Bill just botched it off some way. Again, I'm butchering the story, but the guy eventually comes back and shakes his hand and says, "Man, we got off to a wrong point." He's like, "I just really want to know why you're coming to Indy." And Bill Burr just literally fucking like he uses an actor's Jake Gyllenhaal or whatever his name is. He's like, Jake Gyllenhaal this shit, and I just gave him the most weirdest, smirkiest grin and never said a word to him the rest of the flight.
Oh.
It was like a really fucking crazy story, but
What's he mean like he Jake Gyllenhaal?
Isn't that a movie where
That's an actor, or
he does something in a movie? And I've heard the term.
I think he's just talking about like in general, just going actor mode, and he went to this like smirky face at the guy. Like the guy was trying to harass the fuck out of him.
Like Jake Gyllenhaal.
And just imagine a guy harassing you, and your face is just like this. You're just smirking at him like a fucking lunatic.
Yeah. Like a smart ass.
But that has nothing to do with
Some shit Cody
me
would
seeing
do.
him. He was amazing.
Turn around.
to the kids.
Yeah, Cody would do that.
Hi.
He'd scare him. Mike,
Yeah.
you have fun at the game? I feel
Yeah,
bad.
it was only the best Colts game
I
of
feel
all
bad
time.
Logan couldn't go. Makes me feel bad still.
I made a poor decision. I think I should have tried it.
I should have been. I guess I shouldn't have held
it's not
fight
like
night.
I wasn't bedridden or anything. I just thought maybe I don't know.
I shouldn't have held fight night. Again,
I don't know.
I feel
It
bad
was,
for
it
them.
was just a
We would
bad
have. I would have
ordeal.
got it somehow. I feel like.
That was a badass Colts game, though. You guys picked. That's a looked like a fun one to be at.
For me, especially this season, you know, I can say I've been to a bunch of Colts games in the past, but those are completely different teams, completely different times, whatever. But you want to talk about 2021 and Indianapolis Colts games? This game was insane. I mean, this was like a playoff, like Peyton Manning fucking just like the amount of noise produced from that building was just fucking nutty, man. I've never heard it in my life like that. Never heard it like that.
We don't like the Patriots, boy. You
No.
come
Dude,
to our
I can-
house.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
I could hear the crowd like through my fucking phone. Like every time something would happen, just in the background roaring. You know what I mean?
Shaking.
Max is
Sounded
like,
like the damn
my ears
Seahawks
hurt.
game.
I was like, sorry, buddy.
JT for MVP is all I got to say.
Bro,
If MVP is not Jonathan Taylor at the end of the year, I don't know.
That
what is
run,
wrong.
bro. Did you see the Hard Knocks where he was like, Carson Wentz went up to JT, say, hey, why don't you pop one off right real quick? And then
Yeah.
boom, he fucking takes off on that 60-some yard, 70-yard run, boy.
I was fucking
Dude.
walking out when that happened. But I beat traffic though. Mike, how long did you sit in the parking garage?
Oh my God. See, that was what I wanted to say too, was I say all that about the game. Lucas
That's why you
Oil
don't
hold,
park in a garage.
I was in and out, but I left with 2 minutes left. Mike stayed the whole time, but you got to watch that run.
yeah, Lucas Oil holds 70,000 people, and I'm gonna promise you right now, there's every bit of 65,000 there. So you imagine a parking garage 2 blocks away from the stadium that night.
True.
I don't have to explain it. You guys can do the math.
Lit.
Yeah.
So you could do
But
it.
I will tell you, I sat in the garage for an hour plus.
Oh.
Bro, and then
You
like
pissed?
Indy is real packed and like
Mhm.
condensed.
It
I mean, they
is.
got like the system, you know, like the Circle Center and shit like that. But dude, that shit gets
We got like
congested. too.
one-way streets and shit that are confusing.
Yeah.
So many one ways that don't make any sense. So you have to do like 17 turns to get north when you could have just turned once.
Right.
And then construction, you gotta go
Right.
southbound to get east. It's like, bro,
Yep.
get the fuck out of here.
Dude, Jonathan Taylor reached 23 miles per hour on that last run.
Dude, that's why you run the fucking ball every
What
time.
the
2
fuck?
yards, 3 yards, and then it fucking break one.
It doesn't matter. Usain Bolt ran 27 miles an hour. So that man with pads on
And he's
is
looking
as
back
fast as Usain Bolt.
to make
and
sure
he's
no one's
looking back.
catching him.
That's
let
insane.
me say this. He basically stopped time and rented a fucking car and just cruised on past
He
everybody.
juked
23 miles per hour is a vehicle. That is a motorized vehicle.
Vehicle.
Those 2 interceptions by the linebackers were super athletic.
Bro, yes.
That block punt was right by the end zone.
Oh yeah, that
See
was
that?
badass.
When that block punt happened, I was like, we got it, bro.
I
Our
was talking
energy
to
was
Cody.
just way too strong.
I was talking to Cody about it, and I was like, I mean, we were talking about like if the Colts maybe they get like a couple defensive ends and some good wide receivers and kind of focus on their offensive line, then they'd probably be a pretty well-rounded team.
Mm-hmm. We get another weapon. Pittman keeps getting
Right.
better.
Pittman's
could
gonna
be
be
Super Bowl
Pittman's gonna be our
potential.
guy, bro.
Mhm.
Hey, I got to shout out too, real quick, that Ryan Kelly,
Yeah, I was about to say
our,
that. Go.
I don't know, I think
No,
it's our
go.
right tackle.
No, center.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, our center, his
Yes.
wife and him had lost their unborn child. She was
Damn.
pregnant, and
Had a
I don't know what
miscarriage?
happened.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
Who is he?
but he couldn't play that
Colts
that night.
center.
Center? Damn.
Yep.
That
Man,
sucks.
she was 19 weeks pregnant, and then they had
We have a lot of dads on our team.
Yeah, have you been watching
Yeah,
that Hard
dude.
Knocks?
I've seen the one, I think the Jacksonville, like when we faced Jacksonville, or
There's a
right
couple
before that one,
good
some
ones on
shit.
there. The one where we fucking lost to the Buccaneers pissed me off again because we shouldn't have won that game.
Whenever I went on HBO, it was like there was only one on there.
Oh,
I don't
really?
understand that.
Hey,
So are
another
there-
thing.
There should be
Multiple?
like 4 or 5, maybe 4.
Okay.
Another thing about that game was Bill Burr was in Indianapolis Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. Well, Saturday night, that show he had talked about on his podcast that he wanted to go to the game more than he wanted to do the show because he's from Boston. His favorite team is the Patriots. That is Bill Burr. If anybody
Damn.
asks about Bill Burr, they say, "Oh, he's a Patriots fan." You know that. But he was saying that the Colts game took away some of his people. Like it wasn't
Some
a
of his
packed house.
fans.
Yeah.
That makes sense, honestly.
I saw
he's
so
like-
many people, like not that I knew, but like, just like you see so many people wearing the different eras of the jerseys. Like you see fucking people wearing like from now, from Luck, from fucking
Yeah.
Manning. I don't know.
Hey.
I just thought it was cool seeing everyone.
Yeah.
From different
That's
shit.
us getting old.
True. I saw a
Oh,
Pat
shit,
McAfee jersey.
yeah.
It was cool from college. I thought it was
Yeah.
cool.
That's
Adam
dope.
Vinatieri ringing the anvil.
Yep.
Oh, that's dope.
Here, I got
That's cool
something
stuff.
weird for you guys.
What you got, Mike?
I don't know if
Switch it up.
what have you guys did you guys hear about Jeffrey Bezos and Michael Strahan? They went to space.
Yeah. They flew that.
Do you
they
guys
flew
know
that,
who
like,
Michael
fucking
Strahan
moon
is?
Yes, I know who Michael Strahan is, Vince, and fucking
flight.
Barnes.
Thanks for
and
letting us.
fucking-
Thanks for asking, Mike.
Hey, I was just making sure if anybody
No,
that
not
doesn't
you.
know.
They would be
He's a
talking
football
shit 'cause my
player.
dad is why I was
Or-
explaining it.
Oh.
It was an
I didn't
inside
say
joke.
anything, damn it.
Well, what the reason why I brought this up, okay, cool, he went to space. Nobody gives a fuck, right? I don't understand what is going on. So if you got money and you're rich and you just want to go see the fucking stars, like, is Jeffrey Bezos the taxi of space now? Is this going to turn into like a legitimate air travel business? Is this the first
so.
ever galaxy traveling like plane
Galaxy
service?
traveling.
Like, I don't know. Like, what is this? What is this? I don't
This
understand
has
what is
happened
going on.
before. They're not the first. There's been a couple celebrities that have
Hold
done
on.
this
Here's my
just recently.
conspiracy. This is the top 1%ers or whatever showing the world that if we do ever have to get off this planet, y'all aren't coming with, and we got the money to go.
Well, yeah.
Fuck
For
you
sure.
guys.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like 2012. Remember when they built those boats and only the rich people had access to them? Be the same thing.
Boats.
In 2012,
The
the movie.
boats.
2012.
The movie 2012, and they made
Oh, I was like, when
Yeah,
did they
yeah.
when did they build
Yeah.
boats?
The
back in
boats.
2012?
Who's gonna carry the boats?
Who's gonna carry the boats?
Hey, Mike was lit about that shit.
Yo, you're right, Mike. I feel like this is something like the start of something that's going to be maybe an issue or some sort of
You
problem.
see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Something
Here's the
that's
thing.
this is just the
They're
beginning of
not
it.
going to. They're not fully going to space though. They're like in our.
They're not
atmosphere.
breaching.
Well-
yeah, they're not breaching the whatever the fuck it's called.
Okay.
The
This right now
firmament.
is all the foreplay, bro. This is what I'm talking about. I saw something where it was Elon Musk tweeted about Jeff Bezos and was like, I think Jeff Bezos needs to be a little bit more focused on what do you say, like fucking more focused on like aero, or what do you say?
Arrow.
Something about whatever what is Jeff Bezos like fucking smart in, or both of them have in common. I don't want to say like
Aerospace.
just pretty much like how what they do. I don't even know what to call it, but he needs to be
Entrepreneurship.
he needs to be more focused on his own work than be chilling in a jacuzzi or whatever. And it's like, dude,
Okay.
both of you guys have so much money to the point where you guys could just chill and do whatever all you wanted. Like, it's not a like this is like the celebrity boxing match type deal. You know what I mean? Like, this is like who's better type deal. Like, it's just the start of something that's going to be grand later.
There's a certain mindset of like when's enough, like how much is enough for one person, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Money and like the amount of effort you got to put in to make that much money. That's the amount of effort they had to put in to get there. When are they gonna stop? You know what I mean? I don't know.
Do you think it's reasonable? Do you think it's reasonable to start like having other people who aren't like scientists or astronauts or people who should be searching to go out of space? Do you think it's like appropriate for them to be like getting the common folk or like the civilians to just travel up there for leisure? Do you think it's appropriate right now? Or do you think like we should be focused on our Earth more and then have the money sent to go up there for actual actual, you know, scientific data?
It's almost like we're just done with trying to fix and figure things out here, and what the fuck do I need to go to space for? I don't need to waste my time, money, or resources on that.
I've seen the Grand Canyon from a helicopter. I looked down on it. I got sleepy.
Oh,
I got tired, bro. I didn't care anymore. I saw I didn't care anymore, dude.
Why?
I got tired. It was hot as fuck. It was hot.
It's very hot.
No,
it's like, okay, this is it. But like, what now?
Yeah.
So it's like you're looking out. You're going up and spending all this money to go see the Earth from a high point of view. It's like this is that. Yeah. And that's that.
Yep.
Well, when you have money to do that, you just waste millions.
Yeah, you're right. I get it. I like it. Yeah.
No, see, Jared's going
I get it.
perfect.
Like, there's nothing you can fucking.
What can you do?
So much. Yeah, you can just look. That's like. You just there it is.
I think you nailed it on the head.
I get it. No, I get it.
Did you guys also
I don't know why put that much time and resources when you could exponentially change the course of humanity if you put that much time and effort and resources into something else.
Like, let us all at least like have a warm place to stay, and then we can start figuring out, you know, different heights. You know, I don't know. Seeing things, I don't know. Yeah.
I think it's good that we are, you know, trying to further our, you know, selves.
Let's clean up the fucking ocean.
In all ways. But yeah, I agree with everything you guys are saying. I think Jared nailed it on the head, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
Did you guys see that China's rover on Mars found a mysterious hut on the far side of the moon that we haven't really
I did see that.
Been developed in, and people are believing this is the most believable conspiracy in my brain. This is not y'all brain, but my brain. I'm saying what happened is it's a hut made from one of us. Maybe it's Russia, maybe it's the US, I don't know who it is, but someone else has a hut there, and we just didn't tell them about it.
Yeah, did you ever think about other countries going up there and just not telling us, and then our government knowing, and then just not telling the public, so it makes them look better?
How do you not know? How would we not know as a government? We got shit looking. It's like
I think maybe our government knows, but maybe they just didn't tell us, so it looks better as a public that no other country's been to the moon.
Yo, where the fuck did Mike go?
I don't know.
I think he just accidentally kicked himself out.
He said too much.
Yeah, they cut his shit off. He's talking to people that look like us, but it's not us. He's like, tell us.
They grab him.
He looks around in his room. Wait, where am I? And he's like in a spaceship and shit.
Yeah.
They grabbed him.
We're sitting here.
I did see stuff coming out about the JFK assassination. They were starting to release document.
New files have been released.
Bro, like, what is history?
There's like
What
there's
even
supposed to be like you can
his
apparently you can
story.
see him grab his throat like he got shot in the front and in the back. So there had to be fucking different fucking shooters, and there's like a
How are
mystery
they just
bullet.
gonna be like, wait a minute, let's wait like 40, 60 years and then we'll tell them the truth?
Bro,
Like,
Trump
what?
Trump was trying to, I guess, trying to give them all out at once, but then he read them and he's like, the
Yeah.
public cannot know. So I guarantee our
Bring 'em back.
government has something to do with it.
Alien, bro.
I guarantee the CIA had something to do with it.
Bro, history
For sure.
is straight up just it's his story. What the story that they wanted, what it's a one-sided story pretty much. We
Yeah,
don't
all
have
day.
every
The-
single
the-
aspect
The
of all
victors, the victors write history.
That's right. That's right.
And
It's
they
like
can
Christopher
manipulate
Columbus,
the
like,
way
we
people
figure
look
out-
at it.
Christopher Columbus wasn't the first
Yeah.
one. That, you
Imagine
know, he
if
did-
imagine if Nazi Germany won World War II, they would have changed everything in history. I guarantee the
Oh.
people from then on would know a different history than what we know now. You know what I mean? They would
Or-
have changed
For
everything.
sure.
all
And
the
they
books that
destroyed
have been burned
books.
Yeah.
in Africa
Yeah.
back in the, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Way before Hitler.
Mhm.
And like,
See, bro, sometimes I like, of course, I use the phrase "I feel bad," but like, bro, like, as America, and just, I mean, it's literally as America. They're just like, and I'm speaking to you as a black man. It's like they just said,
Mike's
"Nah,
phone
bro,
died."
We're just taking your, his phone died. We're just taking your history away, and you're gonna grow up generationally not knowing what actually happened, and that's gonna
Exactly.
change the way you raise your children and the way people look at you."
right.
Man, it's like, what the fuck, dude?
Right, right. And it's a loss of identity. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
everyone else knows where they came from, type deal, and then we wonder why we were so, you know, why are we stuck in these situations? But honestly, in my
Yes.
own opinion, this is my brain, not your guys.
Yeah, I got you.
To quote Mike, this
To
is
quote
my
Mike.
brain, but it falls biblically because I mean, me as an Israelite, the 12 tribes of Israel, I come from the seeds of Abraham, talking about, you know, we were scattered as 12 tribes into 12 different tribes, and those are the people of color, and that's the people that they talk about like in the Bible. So that
Mhm.
Bible is like a history book, and that's the kind of things that I'm searching in right now and like coming to finding an identity. But
Mhm.
you know, they say that our people were cursed because we were scattered over
Yeah.
the sins that we brought upon ourselves. So that's just a little bit. I'm not going to go far into all that, but I just wanted to bring that up.
I
So,
get
but
you.
there
I
is a
think it's
loss of
interesting.
identity there.
Mhm.
What's that?
I think it's interesting hearing about that because I don't know a lot about that stuff. I've heard like Kendrick, like we've talked about rap, like talk about it before in some of his stuff, and I didn't.
Dude, it goes super deep. It goes super deep,
Mhm.
man. I follow these people called Gathering of the Christ Church, and it's Hebrew Israelites, and they're on YouTube. But dude, they speak some crazy, like it's good, like it's not even like out there crazy, like it's all written in the Bible, and they just sit there and they tell it and just
They
explain it.
deliver it.
Yeah, they just deliver it. So, but that's
Yeah.
where I get that information if anybody's interested.
Interesting.
But I want
I
to
like
get
it.
off that topic. I'm not gonna
I
I'm
got
not
you.
gonna go further in. What is it?
I got
Like,
you.
bro, think about, you said history and shit. Like, think about, I always think about how like long we say stuff is, and I just have to think that back then there was different units of measurement regarding time. So like when they say 50,000 years, like I don't believe they did the same type of, and I think there's proof that like Mayans, it's not like they did the year like us.
Mhm.
Like we
Right.
sculpted our calendars kind of the same way, but like
Right.
what if their 20 years was really only 5 years
Mhm.
right now?
Right.
Like, so
Right.
then you think of how long people lived and how long like certain kingdoms reigned,
Mhm.
you know, when it comes to like names and stuff.
Mhm.
And it's
Yeah.
like, and they wrote it down, you know what I mean?
Right.
And you just start to think like they had so much history to tell did we translate it the right way?
Mm-hmm. Think
Right. That's
apparently,
it. Well,
this
that's
shit.
it. Is the translation.
Yeah.
The translation.
Who translated it?
There's a loss of translation because shit happened where books have been burned. People have
the Library of Alexandria. We lost so much information from Egypt and from the Greeks. Just from that burning.
Different conquerors coming in and taking and destroying and just, you know what I mean, and making their own because they see this way but I mean, it's neither here nor there right now. We just got to kind of go on our own. And
it is crazy to think about.
That would not be, our history would not be exactly what it is had that not happened.
Right. Exactly.
The destruction of history is history in itself, I guess.
Yes. And not only that, but it's so weird because just like in the Matrix, and Vince, you say this shit all the time. Is it free will or is it predestined?
Already determined.
Predetermined.
Yep.
And it's almost like the shit seems like it's predetermined, but it's off of our free will. But it doesn't matter because it's predetermined.
It is. It's like a rolling, like in True Detective, he said it's a flat circle. Just everything comes back around.
And that's like flat Earth, bro. I was watching some shit that they were talking about, the UN symbol, where it's like the United Nations symbol, where it's like the blue circle and it's got the countries laid out. That's like what the flat Earth looks like. And it's like, what? Okay, so what? Everyone thinks it's stupid, and for a time, flat Earth was accepted. And let's say, what is the negative side effects of basically believing in the flat Earth, or you get what I'm saying? Why did they change it?
Are you saying what would the negative side effect be if
it got proved?
You're saying so there was a reason that they changed it and tried to make us believe it was round. So what's the side effect if we actually knew that the Earth was flat?
Basically, what if the Earth was flat? Why did we try to change it to being round? And what does that do to people's belief system?
I believe we talked about one time if everybody knew the truth about things.
I think I brought that up one time.
That's why I kind of thought that it would be better if everybody just knew the truth. I mean, that way we're all on the same page. But if we're told a lie and then we find out that there's truth behind it, that's when the chaos starts to happen.
Then everything else is a lie.
What can
it all breaks down.
And what are you hiding?
I think that's where a bunch of the flat Earth started too, was the moon landings. People started to see that some of those footage was faked. They were just using test footage and shit like that, and saying that was actually the moon landing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that. So I feel like I heard some of that on Rogan podcast before, talking about them defending, because Eddie brought up oh, you gonna believe the moon landing was real, and then it rolls into not believing other stuff. So it's a bit. Why would it not be a big conspiracy if this isn't real? Why would this? You know what I mean? Why would this be real?
Oh, domino effect.
Yes.
If they had to fake the moon, what else are they faking?
The battle of the Gulf of Tatanka or something like that. That started the Vietnam War. That was a fake battle that eventually started the Vietnam War. A false flag.
They needed.
So if we found out that's not real, then you know what I mean? How far will the government go to start wars
9/11.
and shit like that? Yeah, exactly.
9/11.
Just like the JFK thing, what is the reason why he was killed? Why?
That's what I'm saying.
Why are the documents that you never showed us just coming out right now? Why?
Apparently, there's a really good documentary on HBO that I'm gonna check out about the JFK assassination. It interviews the doctor that did the autopsy and stuff like that.
And they say you want to tell the truth. Who's to say it's what if you tell the truth immediately? Is that better than telling the truth way down the line when someone's more ready for it? You know what I mean? Like where's the morality?
Is it like,
you told
okay,
the truth.
50 years later, what are you guys going to do about it if we did kill JFK?
You told,
you know what I mean?
I told the truth. I mean, it's not like I lied to you. Like at the end of the day, you told the truth immediately.
Mhm.
He told the truth later. I mean,
do you guys think that a white or like a small lie, like just a little lie, do you think that's just as effective as like a big lie?
I mean, bro, every parent will admit and agree, and you almost need it to happen. You can't not do it. Like, bro, so many little lies. It's like, but the lie itself is like, it'd be saying like, oh, there's none left. You know what I mean? Like I don't have enough money, but I'm gonna tell my kid that there's none left in stock at the store. I'm
like
not telling you
Dave
that
Chappelle, like he's like, listen, son, I'm just gonna be real with you. I ain't got money for rent this month.
Yeah.
But
so instead of telling the
so you want to protect them in the sense of but then honestly, like if you think about it too, like there's no reason to lie to your kid, because if you don't have the money, listen, son, like I don't got the money. I really wish, and it's almost like you get relieved, like listen, even if they throw a tantrum about it, because I know I've thrown tantrums in stores. I want that Spiderman toy, damn it. I want it. Like I want it. My mom's like, ask again and I'll smack that mouth right off your face. You know what I mean? It's like, but I almost needed to be humbled at that point in time, because this is real life. My mom doesn't have the money for this. I need to shut up, because why am I going to cause more stress on her?
You eventually understand when you're older too.
Yeah, a kid won't understand that, but they'll love you if you're trying.
And maybe if you
like out here in like the government, you are under us. We will make things for you as long as you abide by every single thing you know what I mean? Or as long as you stay under us, like we are your parents, then we will give you this, even if it's a lie.
You
know, and then so now we're like, okay, well, I do want that.
So I'll take
this and
fly by.
you.
That's like people being in a relationship knowing that their person is doing these things, and they basically just like allow it to happen because they're so in love or so happy.
I was watching Simpsons, and he's saying, it was Bart, and he found a girl and she really liked him, but he was just about it and wanted to do his own thing, and he like ditched her on a date or something. He said, I lied to her so I could get what I want. You know what I mean? Like I lied to her so I could do something that I wanted to do. And it's just like but shit, she actually loved him. I mean, it's kind of different from what we're talking about, but
I mean, bro, the idea of the government being like, being our parents, it's like we request things that that are like, think about it like a parent to a child. Like, of course food is given, like of course you're gonna get the food, but we still require the kid to ask us, right? Like, Dad, may I have some cereal? Of course. What? No, you're gonna starve.
Yeah,
but you have to request.
Yeah, I know what you're talking. Are you talking about that meme, Mom? Like a PB.
And we have to request shit from our government, but they tell us it's freedom.
Yeah.
Right? Like freedom of speech and like, bearing arms and stuff. Like, no, we still have to request it as if we need their authorization, even though they say in plain writing, that's your right.
Right. And one big difference that the government doesn't want us to, or any government, I feel like, or anybody who's in control of someone who isn't like a parental figure or some shit, you know what I mean? Like the difference is the love, you know what I mean? The love for the kid, you know what I mean? Like the only reason that you want them to ask you is because like how much of what you got, and you need to have this knowledge so you can continue to provide for that kid that you love. You know what I mean? I don't think that's the same route for the government.
Yeah.
Or
No.
you know what I mean, or
Yeah.
someone who wants to hold you under their thumb. It's kind of like manipulation almost.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree.
And if you're manipulating someone, you do not love them.
No.
And that
No.
happens in relationships. Someone manipulates someone, or sometimes it does happen in parental situations where the parent tries to manipulate their kid, and it does.
Yeah.
It does
Yeah.
happen.
Manipulate their kid to get back at the other one.
parent or some shit.
That happens a lot, and that
Yeah.
does show you that you're selfish. You're not. You don't love that child. And I was gonna say, bro, like as soon as you started saying this, I was like, government don't love you. You know, what I
Right?
mean?
Yeah,
Like,
don't love you,
No.
bro.
government
Like,
don't love you.
but that's what us.
You're just a number.
Yeah. We love internally. We love
Yes.
these things, and we truly want to provide for those things. And it's like something that. So it's kind of like, do I love this enough not to lie to it? Type deal. You know what I mean? But I see what you mean. Sometimes you show. The question was whether a lie, a small lie, is the same as a big one. So I don't know. I just feel like sometimes, like, because I was thinking of it in the sense of, say someone, there's a Sandra Bullock movie that just came out on Netflix.
Is she like a heroin addict? Or like she lives in a halfway house?
Not a heroin addict.
Yeah.
She looks rough though.
She was in prison. She went to prison. I watched it.
Is it good?
And
yeah, it's dope.
It was good, and it was like it was good to
Weird.
watch through, but the ending was like, oh, you could have done better.
Oh, because you found out who actually did it?
They just cut it off without like a good conclusion. Like it wasn't enough there. Like, dude, there's so many things that could have happened. I forget what the movie's called. Unforgivable.
Unforgivable.
It's what it's called. But
the ending was unforgivable.
That's what I said too. But she goes to jail because she's a cop killer or whatever. And I'm not going to tell the story, but she has like a little sister who was there at the time, and Sandra Bullock had to go to prison or whatever, and the little girl had to go to another family. And the little girl wasn't told that she has that older sister, and Sandra Bullock is trying to get back and contact her and all that. But that little girl has these traumatic events that blur, like it's a blur in her mind of what happened. So she's trying to figure out like what's wrong with her or what kind of happened. But she's also like she knows that she's like adopted into this family, but she knows that something was wrong with her past life, but doesn't know what happened or how it went down and all that. And I was just thinking, like, what about those people who are adopted, who feel or who aren't told like who their parents are or who are, it's like, would you lie to them to protect them because their parents are bad?
Yeah.
And just tell them that
happens a lot.
Yeah.
Like, is that fake? But you're trying to protect them so you love them.
I don't know. They're eventually gonna find out, right?
Right.
Ignorance is bliss.
True.
And that was from love. I love you so much. I don't want you to see this person.
Yeah.
Because it'll hurt you, or so they think. But that person now that little girl doesn't know where she comes from. That's a loss of identity. So it's kind of like the small, or that's a kind of big lie.
Circles back around, Jay.
Yeah. It'll come back. Like, so it's like lies, it comes back. So it's almost just better if you tell the truth, you know?
Yeah. But with a child like that, like what age does the truth actually
where they can
give you where they can actually process it and use it to their advantage, because there are always good sides out of certain things. You did tell me that my mother was a drug addict and she died and killed these
so if the child's old enough, they are understanding, oh, I see why you tried to protect me from this.
Exactly. Plus, 6-year-old girl who asked where's my real mother, I mean, that's not really gonna I don't know, is that really gonna do anything? But then when she's 10 and she actually understands these things, now she's like, oh, did you just make the moon bigger?
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, what the fuck, bro? I was like, whoa.
Wait, behind him? What you talking
This is gonna be our last our episode before Christmas, I think.
about? Oh shit!
Yeah, for sure.
Happy holidays, everybody. Sorry, Mike's phone died, so he's not with us anymore.
Yo. Oh yeah. Can he not pop back on, or is he?
I guess not.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well,
Courtney
I wanted
was
to bring up
messaging me.
one more thing if we're about to dip out or whatever.
Yeah.
So I saw the Scott, or a kid named Scott,
Yes.
Yeah. I'm in the middle of it.
Is it a man or a kid?
or a man named Scott. It is a man named Scott.
I think it's a man. Yeah.
He's a man now.
I'm right after they went through day and night.
It's kind of long, isn't it?
It's a good distance.
40 minutes in, maybe.
What do you think so far about it, Vince?
I like it. I like how they go. I like learning how stuff is created. I like to learn the process, and I know how much work goes into like creating stuff that's actually like, you know what I mean. That's really
For sure
good. So I like seeing somebody's finished product and then talking about what it took to get there.
Right. And yeah, I completely agree with you, bro. The growth of it too.
That
Seeing like where
evolution.
he started, and not to mention that was completely like that was our youth. You know what I mean? Growing up,
right here,
dude. And that was it. I saw it after I saw the Spiderman movie. Like the next day after that, like I had Spiderman fresh in my brain. Now I'm watching Kid Cudi and into that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, man.
Like you said, Jared, like, bro, we watched Cudi start his career, and now it's like, you know, he is that man on the fucking moon that everyone knows now. But he, you know, like, we were so close with him, bro, and so just like, I mean, he literally got me through stuff, and a lot of people say that, you know, a lot of people say that on that show. And it makes you understand, like, dude, we're not so different after all.
No.
You know, we're all the same.
Imagine if we hit stardom. You know what I mean? If we hit stardom from this.
Yeah.
And then we had people flocking to us and like we couldn't breathe almost type deal.
Yeah.
And it's like that's a whole new world too.
That's crazy, yeah.
And it does hit because it's like how much he's helped us, like you said, helped us through. We don't even imagine what he actually goes through. Like
on a personal level.
We just know there's a common ground at this single point, but life goes on for everybody. You know what I mean? Until it doesn't.
Yeah. I always think about like the best music takes where somebody has to go to make that music. You know what I mean? Like, the best, like even like rock music, either like Nirvana or like Alice in Chains I've been listening to, like that, like Pain and that music list, like some of Cudi's songs, like some of that shit, like he had to go through some shit to get that.
He talks about how he listened to those songs, like, or like to alternative music, you know, and not just rap all the time. It doesn't have to be just this. Don't put yourself in a box type deal.
Right.
Yeah, open
you
up.
know that there are other things that you would relate to and like. And that's why, like, bro, I feel like that's why, like, my class right now, like, we're almost done, and the people that did not make it, I think it was the type of people that were stuck in that one genre box and that one outlook on music and creating things. Like, you can't just, like, out of all the things that I've created, like most of it's not hip hop and rap. A lot of it's like alternative and just like environmental stuff, like, you know what I mean, ambience and lo-fi shit, like, exactly, get weird, like really sometimes feel something. Yeah,
makes you grow.
I wanted
to try different shit.
I wanted to ask you guys, and Vince, I'm glad that you said it. Like you said, the word that I was looking for was the creativity of the whole thing was about creativity almost, because a lot of that documentary strays off from Cudi's making the music and just goes into the people who were either inspired about it or who he inspired to, or what was inspired, what came out of it almost, you know, and it is that creativity, you know. I just wanted to ask you guys, like, I mean, Barnes with your music, Vince with the podcast, and I would say the same thing with Mike. Like, we're all pretty creative. What do you guys feel like maybe inspires you guys to get creative, or what, or what, where do you think your creativity stems from? What do you think that we went through to get to our creative point? Because we have like creative abilities, and I think everybody does, but maybe it takes a certain comfortability. And I mean, if anybody wants to go first, like either one, or
I'll go ahead.
or I'll try to give an example if so.
It's like I said, I'll go ahead. That like the inspiration for being creative, because that's one thing about like bro, you can work out, right? And then you can get muscular, and you can just do that and force yourself, right? You can force yourself to eat something good, and that creates your, puts your body in where you need to be. You can force yourself to learn these equations and become smart in math. You can't force yourself to be creative, bro. You can't. And the more you force yourself to be creative, the worse it's going to be. And I think that's what I've learned the most with like school, bro. Like I've been basically full-time school, and it's not that I'm I've been the less creative I've ever been, but the way my mind is right now, it's like I'm going to put everything into learning right now. Like my creative side is like almost chilling, and it knows like, dude, once you're done, you have all of this knowledge that you don't need to look anything up, and your brain is going to be, kind of cloudy from not knowing what to do. Like, oh, I can't be creative because I don't know what to do. Bullshit, dude. Now I know what to do. Now it's only creativity that's going to come. And like the times that I do feel creative, a lot of it's like what you said, Jared, like a lot of it's like negative things. Like you're wondering, what do people have to go through to make this music? Like, I start thinking about shit that happened in my life, you know what I mean? And then like, that's when that juices start flowing. Cause like, how am I going to portray that in non-words? You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro, I hear you. And also I kind of want to throw out the fact that creativity is I think it's so embedded to us that we don't even understand how much that we actually let it out. Because even the fact of what you're wearing right now, Avatar, Last Airbender, was a certain sort of creativity of what portion of clothes that you wore. And that is what you said is where you've put together so many outfits that you already know, boom, I want to put this on, boom, I want to put these on because that's the way, that's the way I dress. Whether that be because it's cold outside and I want to wear something warm, but I also want to wear something stylish, something that people might take an eye at, but I like what you said too at the same time, like the fact of like not trying to brew up too much to where you can soak in. You want to be a sponge. You're not trying to let the water out right now. You're sitting there soaking it all in. And I thought that was dope. And Vince, you with like your style of music, like you said, you listen to all sorts of different alternative music, and how you organize the Dab Lab, if you will, or
straight up, yeah, his way to put it into reality.
Yeah, how you pretty much envision even to making the table for it, bro. Like, what do you think? What I see in you, and I don't want to steal the words, but maybe it's like, I feel like it's your interest in these things. Like you're heavily interested in it, and you want to be a part of it. Would you say that's accurate?
Yeah, like I don't know how I envision the table. I guess like I take influences from like different stuff that I enjoy watching. I guess like even Rogan's podcast. I looked at different stuff, how their podcasts were set up, and I took inspiration to how to set up ours. I guess, if that makes sense.
I mean, that's part of like being the sponge, like Barnes is saying. You know what I mean?
Vince.
Taking this fragment and implying it.
Yeah, I feel like with Vince, bro, I feel like you you like a lot of stuff, like you said, and I feel like you like to do a lot of things at once, and sometimes that gets a little hard. But once you put it into a physical form, it's like you got it. You know what I mean? So now that it's laid out in real life, kind of like
your
the
way.
table, like your way.
Like
you
your
started
way.
with the table. It started with the table, and once you had that, it was like, oh, it sparked ideas to now this, and now let me set this up. Okay, now that's set up. I know that I can then go to this and slowly build it like a fucking pyramid, and it all comes together as a cohesive thing.
Yes, it's very hard to get started. Like, but once you get started, you're like, okay, and keep the fucking ball rolling.
You can, exactly, yeah.
Hey,
that's how it is with beats too, bro. Beats are hard to make. It's a lot harder.
Analysis.
Yeah, I always get it wrong.
Looks like Mike just sent a message. Maybe he'll be able to hop on and join. I was really hoping to see his side of this as well.
For sure.
Because
he does the pins and stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna bring up, bro.
Creativity.
It's so creative. But he didn't make the pin.
No,
but the way that he
took an interest in that pin and then formed it the way he wanted it, bro.
Mike is one of the most unique individuals I've ever met. But he has like so much in common with us, but he has so much else that he doesn't have in common. That's like,
and that's all of us, bro.
He's
I
a
don't
tentacle.
like that, but I can see why you like that. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
He's an octopus with many fucking arms. You know what I mean? Like
I got this over here, but don't forget about this. Right.
He's connected to everyone. That's what I'm saying. He's connected to everyone, bro.
And I think that's part of not being so stuck inside of a box. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because then you don't get to see these aspects of this. Walk into this. Check this out.
If we could build a studio, the creativity we would bring into that, like make it like our own thing. I don't know. That's the shit I think about. Like Barnes, we talked about eventually building like making like a place of our own. Like that would be fucking.
Yes, like bro, that's when my creativity. That's one thing I learned too, bro.
I just start thinking about shit at work, like.
Yeah, once I'm not home, usually my creativity is a little stronger than before. You know what I mean? Jared, where'd you go?
I'm still here.
Oh, you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to make like I told Vince this earlier, like a creativity podcast where we're making music while we're doing the podcast, or we're, you know what I mean? We're creating something like, you know, once it's a little warmer, we could create another aspect to the podcast like studio, you know what I mean? And we could actually build something, so we could have the studio, or we could do the podcast while we're building something, or while we're making a song.
There's so much room for growth as long as like we don't get stuck inside of, you know,
exactly, bro.
If we don't get stuck inside of ourselves, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's our own brain. Yeah,
that's the only thing that's stopping us. I mean, shit, anybody who's been in like prison or jail, I mean, if they set up their shit inside the cell, you know what I mean, or have their own specific way of doing things. I guess I'm specifically meaning like long-term people, you know what I mean, like maybe have like a calendar or some shit, or just still try to expand their mind. Like you can live within your mind and like bring that shit to life almost. You don't have to be so stuck in what the physical surroundings are, you know.
Yes, because like the way we we live in Indiana. Jared doesn't, but like, you know, Indiana's not, you know, it's not the fucking most scenic area in the world, you know what I mean? But like art is literally self-expression. It's not limited to, that's the thing about art too. That's not limited to just drawings and shit. It's any type of self-expression, and that's everything.
And that's kind of why I wanted to ask you guys this about like Kid Cudi and all that, is because most people are like, well, first of all, like I like rap. I only like rap music, and rap music is this. Yeah. It's hard, it's aggressive, it's street and shit. It's got to be this. And it's like, well, Cudi brought rap, but he brought alternative rap You know, he put a funky
melodic.
sound behind it, and not only that, but it was like it was self-expressive. It was like these feelings where you know isn't supposed. It's not really the norm. It's not normal. It's
To
not
talk
inside
about
this box. You know, to present it in this way, but he presented it in the way that he felt in himself. And lo and behold, we all fucking feel like
we
that.
all agree. Yeah, you forgot to tell me, man. What the fuck? I'm feeling the exact same way. He was talking about how he was like trying to sing it at first.
I gotta finish it now.
And then Dot, the Jeans was like, yo, kind of just like,
Just say it,
just kind of say it.
Oh, there's Mike.
Day and night.
Mike,
Yates.
we've been talking about all kinds of shit. We missed you.
Yeah, we did.
Here, okay. Here, let's just ask him real quick.
Let me guess.
Yeah.
Paul's bitch ass, or one of the Paul bitch ass.
No, we haven't even talked about that.
Hell no.
We didn't talk about
I
that.
forgot
You
about
haven't
that.
talked about Paul.
No, damn it. We've been talking about Kid
No.
Cudi and creativity and shit like that.
Oh, well, that's beautiful. It's
Right.
just amazing.
Mhm.
Well, we wanted to we wanted to ask you, like, so we're all like pretty creative. I mean, we all have our own like creative aspects, every one of us, and we really admired like your pin collection is a cool way that we thought that you had a really creative you know, something that's creative, that's yours, that was something that you did, and it's not necessarily just you liking that pin and what it was, but how you put them together. And we just wanted to like talk about like, where do you feel like your creativeness comes from, you know, like or what gets you creative, or what do you find that you love about creativity? Any of those, or anything you want to say about that?
I think that's a really good question. I mean, you can branch off into a lot of things, whether it's like what you like, or just like how you live, like your surroundings, what you've been taught.
I feel like
where
growing up, a lot of influence probably.
Yeah, but I think when you ask me personally, not to branch off too far, where my creativity comes from. That's a good question. I don't know if anybody's ever asked me, but I would say
I know,
a lot.
it was a good question. We all had pretty good answers.
You know, you guys hear me say this a lot because you guys are my brothers, but specifically my real blood relatives, you know, siblings, have a lot to do with. I mean, the way I dress is like literally just an off my brothers. So it's like, I know that's not creativity in its purest form.
But we disagree, man. We think completely. We think that is part of it too.
About it.
That's what I'm saying. When my pure thoughts of creativity come to me, it's because of I've watched my dad over the years do something crazy, like fixing things, or watching my siblings do something or whatever, or even like literally you guys watching you brothers, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Yeah, so like you're surrounded, what you've been surrounded by.
I believe a lot in, like, not the definition of the word aura, because I really don't know the true definition of it, but like I believe in the fact that like you have this aura, and we kind of like vibe off of each other and give off of each other.
Mike, I feel like sometimes I'm thinking about shit and you fucking text me about the same thing. I don't fucking get it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, and it's like we're all just kind of like putting off these, like we're growing off of each other in our own ways, like just
it's frequencies, bro.
because
is growing our relationship somehow.
Mike, because I mean, you said all those things, like your family, your dad, us, like influence you, but I know none of us do the pins like you do the pins. So just that alone, specifically is something that's uniquely you, that I feel like that you have like display
I
of
love it.
creativity, almost. You know what I mean? And it's just really cool how you have them in your room right now, right?
Well,
So-
I'm not in my room at the moment,
Oh, okay.
or else I'd show you. I could go up if you guys really wanted me to, but I was actually wanting to save the pins for a later date because I have an idea. And
Even
I've
better.
He's got more.
of
It's
getting
boiling.
it in, but it's hard
Yes.
process.
Well, you
Bro,
got-
we definitely like admire that.
Mhm.
I mean, it's cool what you got going on there.
Yeah.
Especially whatever
You have so many.
I just flipped the switch. Flip.
Yeah.
Hey, one thing I wanted to point out real quick. I love that you pointed that out as my like creativity, because a lot of people will be like, I'm not creative. I can't draw. I can't paint. I can't build
I don't think that's it's all how you interpret your own art. Like even like this.
That's
is
literally
I feel
like
like
I'm not good at drawing or painting, like really whatsoever, me personally. But like my
conversation
creativity
is art.
comes through to me in different ways, like the way I show my pins or the my curly hair. Like that's my creativity right there.
Barnes said something great. What'd you say, Barnes? What is self?
Art, it's self-expression, and there's no like everything is any type of self-expression is art.
Yep.
So there is no limit to it. Just because someone can't draw doesn't mean they're not,
Artistic
self-expressing and
or
creating
creative.
art.
Video
Yeah.
games,
You're still
movies,
creating art.
music.
What do you say
Yeah.
on This Is the End?
Cooking.
Subway. A guy, a sandwich artist.
Right.
He said, "Your dad's deep is the paintbrush. Your mom's
Yes.
vagina is the canvas. Your art."
You don't like art. He said you don't like art.
He said, "Thanks, James Franco."
So no,
Yeah.
no. Take the Franco. Don't take the Rogan.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, this is our last episode before the holidays. Before you guys want to wrap it up, do you guys want to say Merry Christmas, everybody?
Yeah, for sure.
Merry Christmas.
I like to point out that Merry Christmas and stuff means a lot of things to me. And look at me, I'm fucking drawing shit with my hands.
Oh, get it, Mike. Get it, Mike.
Yeah. But like Happy Hanukkah and like Merry Christmas and just good time.
Yes, sir. You're goddamn right, bro. We can't be so limited to one.
Yeah.
No,
Fucking,
for real. I'm not saying that because like
holiday.
here's my specific
Merry
thing.
Christmas.
I celebrate Christmas, but it's not about
Merry Christmas.
Whoa.
Not like that. I had the fist. Not
Saint
the,
Hitler.
not that. I had the
For a
fist.
second, I had to look at your
Like
face.
like fist bump.
Okay.
Keep your fist
Merry
closed.
Christmas. All right,
All right. Tyrone Woodley got knocked the fuck out.
dude.
Peace.
Oh
Nasty.
my god.
Nasty.
Got hurt bad.
He's
2 weeks
lay-
notice.
Lay on the floor.
Yeah,
You
well
got
now he's
paid,
gotta fight
bro.
someone real.
Yeah. I would have
I'm
rather
ready for that.
much rather had seen the Tommy Fury fight, but whatever.
Oh, for sure.
He faked
Whatever.
the body.
It was clean
Jared,
knockout.
agree with the Tommy Fury fight, but I feel like Tommy Fury would have lost too, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I think Paul's definitely got talent. Everybody's shitting on him right now and acting like he's not 4-0 in his boxing career against real, legitimate people, even though they're not boxing people. Like,
What does that mean?
Well,
What does that mean?
he
What
just
does that mean? What does that mean?
boxing.
dude.
He fought legitimate robots.
Well, like
Damn it.
what I'm trying to say is everybody's acting like he's not fought real people. Like, okay, hold on. Here's my perfect example, Logan. You really want to understand this? Boxers
Always picks me out. Let's go, motherfucker.
boxers of any
Damn
sort,
it, I got pee. I've been holding.
their very beginning fights are always like lower level, no-name fighters usually, right? They don't get thrown
Right.
to the dogs immediately, right?
Of course, yes, I completely agree with that.
So
Well-
if you put Paul as a boxer, just like any other boxer, without the name that he has already,
Of course,
he's
yeah.
been fed to the dogs already, dude. Like he's
Ben
been
Askren?
fed to the dogs. His
What
first
he had-
I mean, Ben
it
Askren
was
could be
Nate
considered a
Robinson.
dog.
It was Nate
I don't.
Robinson.
Yeah, Nate
Ben
Robinson.
Askren,
No, get that.
No,
get
no.
Nate Robinson the fuck
Ben
out of here.
Askren.
That's,
Right.
Ben Askren, yes,
No.
and then
Look at Ben
yeah,
Askren, dude.
He
Right
just had
there.
hip surgery.
no one. Ben
He's
Askren
not a
can't
dog.
fucking scrap.
In
Right.
MMA,
Yeah, sorry, he's a
probably
pup.
lost against him.
It's about time for bed for me.
All right, I
Nice.
got to
All
piss
right.
too.
All
I
right,
just had to
Vince.
pee.
Oh,
All right.
that bed night piss.
Cheers.
Right to
All right.
sleep.
Mine's out.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas, brothers. Shout out to the TLDP fan club.
Shout
We
out.
love y'all.
Go visit
Love
that
and
merch
peace.
store.
Yes, get that merch for us.
Right on, guys. See you.